Welcome back to another episode of the 12th Steam Podcast, the Manga Section Edition. Here we're going to be talking about, of course, Chapter 1134, titled The Owl Library. Hoo-wee. This is going to be a good one. All right, as we start off, we have a cover art side here with a color cover art, of course, submitted by one of the fans. It's a cyborg Frankie, basically, instead of his most robot form, flying through the sky as a little airplane with the wings in the back of it, with the whole crew up on him, holding water guns, as they are up there with seagulls. Pretty nice cover art. I like the details they put inside of it, and the color schemes are pretty awesome too. Now, to kick things off, we start, of course, with Luffy finally being able to do what Ace did for him. And when Ace had to go meet, not had to, but I guess he technically did, because he was being a good big brother, as Ace is a really good brother. He went through, talked to Shanks, he shook his hand, introduced himself, all that good stuff. Now, Luffy walks up to Saul and says, "Old man Saul, a long time ago, you did a great favor for one of my youngins. Thank you kindly." And of course, it was kind of weirded out, but I can't wait to actually hear him say this, because this is actually going to be really funny. But of course, beg your pardon happened, and the crew, of course, asks, "Where did you learn that from?" But sure enough, that is exactly how you do it. You show respect to somebody who did great kindness to your crewmates, such as how Saul did for Robin 22 years ago in O'Hara. Saul looks on at Luffy, and of course, he tells him that you're very much welcome, and he also thanks him as well. Now, Saul looks over at Robin as Robin's looking at them, and Robin tells them, "I found the people that you told me I would find one day. The true friends who will stand up and protect me." And as she said that, looking at the crew, the whole entire crew turns around sobbing, except for, of course, Jinbei, Luffy, and Zoro, because they don't have to get too emotional. But they stand face to face with, of course, the giants on the giant island Elbaf. And as they come clean, we look over again and see Lilith flying through the sky and just screaming out, "Hey Saul, it's me, I'm Vegapunk." And as she says this, Jinbei prepares a box that, was kind of locked up, and it says Vega on it. Now, this box, of course, we had help from one of the giants, Gerald. She took the box, put it down. It was a huge, heavy box. Apparently inside this box, it was the recreation of not a satellite, but an actual clone of Vegapunk himself. The Vegapunk who went to Elbaf 20 years ago that met Saul. Actually, a Vegapunk. Now, this is ridiculously crazy. Some amazing news to know that Vegapunk will come back. An actual clone of him has been preserved and will be back in store, because Lilith is looking to set up shop right there on Elbaf and start her new life. Well, I guess Vegapunk's new life, and help advance technology that's there up on Elbaf. So, meaning, Lilith, your time with the Straw Hats is officially up. And I believe so is Bonnie's and Kuma's. We have not seen Kuma just of yet. I think he's still sitting inside the cabinet as a vegetable, but nonetheless, I think they're gonna all part ways finally right here on Elbaf. Now, this makes a lot of sense, because of course, like they couldn't stay where they were at on Egghead because it was getting Buster called. So it just makes, I guess it makes it's more logical for them to set up shop at the nearest island. And of course, it being Elbaf is even better, because the government doesn't really mess with Elbaf too much. The giants, what happened years and years and years ago inside the history, which actually they taught us here inside this chapter, that the giants used to pillage, of course, and not just pillage, but terrorize the humans. They used to set up different types of violence and insult and war in general, just towards the pipsqueaks, or actual normal sized humans that were around. But we now have that, and we have Vegapunk, which is Lilith right now, setting up her lab and getting a lab all straightforward to actually pull Vegapunk's clone out, because it's inside there. She has to be very careful when she's doing it, so she's going to be setting up. Now, the rest of the crew sees some kids around, and of course, Usopp and Luffy take off darting over there to go play with them, because we all know at the end of the day, Usopp and Luffy are kids at heart, and they're gonna go have fun whenever they see the opportunity to go have fun. Now the kids start chasing them around, and as the kids chasing them around, Saul is actually giving a tour to Robin. He's gonna take Robin, give her a tour of the actual owl library that they have. And the owl library is something, of course, that is amazingly filled with all the great books that was sitting here and founded by Saul. Because when Saul went back to Elbaf, O'Hara, to get the books back, he brought them back with him. And as he brought the books back with him, we realized something, that all of these books were actually transforming into the new library that we call and know for Saul. So every book inside there from O'Hara is now translated and put inside here, and it's actually a huge book. Like, it's a giant size book. It's no little small feats. But Robin and Lilith and Chopper and even Bonnie all got to go and experience this owl library for themselves. Now, while they're experiencing that for themselves, we stop by, of course, and we see that Usopp and Luffy and Zoro and all of them are running around from the kids, and some more kids show up there and tell them, hey, stop that. Don't chase these little humans around, for one. Two, stop being such wimps, because that's basically what little humans are, and don't call them pipsqueaks. Usopp says, it's fine, you can call us pipsqueaks, because Usopp looks at these kids like they're going to be the next warriors of Elbaf. And one of them responds back, no, we're not doing that at all. That's definitely dangerous. And they tell him that we're not going to be the next generation of Elbaf warriors. I guess Elbaf is inside of a little, peaceful time with things going on right now, because there is no more war, pillaging, violence, insults, all that good stuff going on, because they're inside of a time that is very chilled. And as they stop and are talking and noticing something, Luffy is actually sitting on top of the school biology for the Warrior School, which is the school that Saul founded, and is standing on top of the teacher, Ripley. And Ripley, the giant, of course, doesn't mind it, but I guess goes into details and tells Zoro, Usopp, and Luffy just a little bit more about the background, as we showed you right there. But they're welcoming them all in, and Ripley looks at Luffy and says, what happened to the white-haired version of you? And as Luffy looks on, Luffy simply says, that's just me in my most free form. So Ripley is looking at Luffy and wondering, there is a warrior like that inside the Elbaf mythology books. So with that being said, it made her heart very, very, very much race. While this generation of Elbaf warriors are here, she knows that, and so is this mythical god that they have in this form. But they're going on and they're doing their things, that they have a tour, and Saul is showing Robin everything that he has to offer and show them inside this library, because it brought something back for Robin. This brought back her as a kid talking to Professor Clover and that was on O'Hara, and just looking at everything like these are the best books inside the world. This collection of books really tells the exact history of what's been going on. And Saul has wanted to show Robin this for so long that he just couldn't hold back the tears. But as they have that and they start talking and stuff like that, we go down to the underworld. Yes, the underworld where our boy Loki is. And Loki is actually on a transponder snail call. As he is talking to this person on this call, he's saying, of course, that he wished that he was inside their place. And he know for a fact that if he was, he would have raised the ground and killed everybody instantly. Whoever these people are or whatever these people are doing, he's talking to another person on the phone that's called Shaggy. And he's telling Shaggy, you're too weak. Listen, don't let these fools get away with anything. You put them down for good, or they'll come back for vengeance. Whoever he's talking to, this Shaggy person, we know that they have a connection, as Loki is, I guess, inside of a way, a friend to this person without being a friend, because they never met or seen each other inside person. They've just only talked over the transponders now. So who knows what this person is, who Shaggy is, or what they look like. All we know is that that if Loki does get set free, that he will be going for them, and he will be teaming up with, of course, Shaggy, the Shaggy person, to finally meet them in person, but trying to strike revenge, as he is the most dangerous person in all of Elbaf. But that's not it, because we cut over to our final little segments that we have inside this chapter, and we see that the western village of Elbaf is here, as this giant ball of lightning comes striking down. And not just any ball of lightning, it's a black lightning strike. And we see on the ground the 5-point star that we've seen before as a summoning symbol. And we see two figures that stand up. One figure looking like Hank. We all know who Hank is. But this is definitely Shanks right here with the hood on. It can't be Shanks though. It has to be Hank. But it would make sense if it is Shanks, because they're using summoning circles to bring them there. So Shanks probably goes to the room, summons, he gets summoned out, does his thing, then goes back. Or this actually is Hank, Shanks' twin brother, and we got to figure out what's going to happen next. But he's not alone. He lands here with a mysterious woman who has bandages over her face. Her hair is coming down, and you can see one of her eyelashes as one of her eyes just open. And around this ring of fire, they look up, and I believe they're here in Elbaf to make a statement. We know it's not Fingerlin. It's not Garland. We don't know who this young lady is. She does kind of look familiar though, but can't really put my tongue up on it. If you guys do have any thoughts inside there, I know other YouTubers that put out videos have all said the same exact thing. They were looking at her and was thinking different thoughts about it. One of the worst thoughts is somebody said that this is Kuina. That was probably the worst pile of doo-doo commentary I've ever heard in my life. But hey, to each his own, freedom of speech. You know how we get down already. But let me know down inside the comment section below. What do you guys think about this mysterious Hank person showing up with this young lady, who she can actually be tied to? Because we know they're not giants, but are they forms of Imu's guards? Because we know for a fact that with Im-sama that the circles come up there to summon the 5 Gurusei there. So, and Fingerlin Garland is now one of the 5 Gurusei. So is this person being summoned and transported left and right using the power of Im-sama? Or hell, is this person even a friend, foe? Who is this? We never see the left side of this person's face, so we know for a fact that it could be Shanks, it couldn't be Shanks, but at the same time, it's going to be interesting to see who it is. This young woman, though, very, very curious about this. So as we have our Straw Hat crew inside, though, with the Elbaf warriors partying up as they reunite with everything, they probably shouldn't party for too long because we got trouble on the way. And this trouble we're going to find out within the next 2 weeks when the next chapter drops out, 11:35. But watch out, because you'll be back here again. We'll be doing this yet again when it drops. I believe that is for the New Year drop. So come back strong, better than ever, and 12 will run you down every single time we go through one of these events. It's pretty cool to actually see that the Walrus is there as the Walrus School. But this is 12 with another banger bringing to you guys, and officially signing off. Oh, make sure you guys also like, comment, and subscribe down below. Hit some of the comments up. Let us truly know who you think these two people are, Hank and this mysterious lady. Love to see it. Until next time, this is 12 officially. Peace.